Hey PVC, it's Andy Cloudy Milder. What I'm listening to in the background is this tape, demo EP by a Spanish band Crab called Wheeled Revenge. I picked this up when I saw them live a few years ago now, supporting Midnight Force and at least one other actually, I can't remember who now. But yeah, great new wave of traditional heavy metal sounding band, and the reason why I stuck this on now is they released a new album recently, which I decided to pick up also on cassette just for consistency, another reason. This is called Gods of Death. Now, this was actually released last year, I think. It's taken me a little while to get it on tape. Brexit didn't help because I'd ordered one copy and then I had to cancel that because it was just taking too long. With the delays and things. It comes on this lovely shiny gold cassette shell. Kind of reminds me of that tape in Trick or Treat, the movie, where Eddie gives it to his enemy to play on the cassette deck. Complete tangent, even though that was a silver one and this is gold. So yeah, Crab, new wave traditional heavy metal from Spain. This is a great debut album. The song you're listening to is actually called Leather Warrior, and that's on this album as well. And Assault is another great track. But this is start to finish, a great debut album from Cramp. Well worth checking out. I think it's also on CD as well. A little bit of a mixture actually. I know this is vinyl update, but one CD. Taking recommendations from people on the VC, people that I normally like and trust. I dived in with a bit of Bloodbound. This is Stormborn, but it's not for me. It is on that side of European power metal that I can't get on with. A little bit too over the top from the power metal perspective. And I know lots of people love that, so I'm not slagging off that as a genre. It's just not a genre for me. So I picked this up on eBay and I think it's going to go straight back on. Just a little bit too over the top, melodic. Yeah, not really my thing. Never mind. And also this I've forgotten I'd ordered. I ordered this on pre-order. So this is a split 7-inch single between Inhuman Nature and Road Mutant. Inhuman Nature is the band that I know and the reason why I bought this. I think it's a lockdown single. It's on red wax with some great artwork on the labels. A little bit bright. Inhuman Nature are sort of hard, thrashy with a bit of hardcore in there as well, kind of bit blackened, dirty, horrible. Can be stickers as well. So I bought this ages ago, and when it arrived the other week, I was kind of like, oh right, I've forgotten all about that. Yeah, I wanted to get to support a band that I've seen live once. They came up in Edinburgh, played the Aggressive Perfecta, and really enjoyed the show. But had to get that in my collection, so 7 inches, not something I buy new 7 inches a lot of, but this time I did. Right, onto the vinyl, but this one is not going to be for your taste, and I say that because most of you are metalheads, and just to show I'm not just a single-minded, one-dimensional metalhead, and to be honest, there's nothing wrong if anyone is. I'm a massive fan of the Manic Street Preachers, and they released their newest studio album. I can't remember how many it is now. They've been going for 30 plus years, these guys, and this is the Ultra Vivid Lament. I got it on pre-order, so I got a signed copy. And the Manic Street Preachers, for those of you who don't know, are from my hometown, around my hometown area of Cardiff in Wales, and they kind of do their own. I struggle to put them into a genre because it's not a style of music I listen to a lot. It's kind of melodic alternative rock. They've changed, they've evolved over the years. They've got a really interesting backstory. But if you are familiar with the band and you want to know what it sounds like, it reminds me a lot of This Is My Truth, Time and Yours. So this was that album just got me dragging out. So when I go into a Manic Street Preachers mode, I pretty much listen to it for 2 or 3 days, as many albums as I can. And there's about 16 or so albums now. And this was the 1998 release, This Is My Truth, Time and Yours. Ultra Vivid Lament is pretty close to that, but I also dragged out their second album as well, Gold Against the Soul, which is a little bit rockier, but also definitely not on the metal scale. So that's one of the bands that I listen to when I'm taking a palate cleanser from metal, if you like. But let's go into the metal, which is, I'm sure, what you are here for and what I normally bore you all with. So, first album is a new release from this year, and it's a band that just gets better and better with every release. It's their 5th studio album, and this is At One With None from Portrait. Metal Blade release, great artwork. There's the band. I referenced this band in my terrible albums video. As I say, they get better with age, this band, so every album has got better than the last. The first album to me is a stinker. Really don't like that at all. It was down to the vocals. Different vocalist on the last few albums, and on here I cannot fault the vocals at all. This will be one of my favourite releases of 2021 without a doubt. If listening to the new Iron Maiden album, lots of people's criticism was it's not like the old Iron Maiden, it's not shorter songs, it's not. If you're hankering for some good traditional heavy metal in the mould of Maiden, but not a clone of Maiden, then you should really check out Portrait. There's also influences of fellow Swedish metalers Ram and King Diamond in there as well. I think they've always had a bit of a King Diamond, Merciful Fate influence. Great production on it, soaring vocals, a little theatrical in places, but I don't mind that on here. Songs to definitely check out. Ashen, first song of side 2, is probably going to be one of my favourite songs of the year. Certainly the vocal performance of the album. It's got a great infectious melody to it as well. Shadowless and The Gallows Crossing. In fact, that whole side 2 is almost a perfect side of an album. It's got the Metal Blade treatment, so I went for the plain black wax version. Because of the download card, a poster of the cover, get that out, and of course the obligatory obligatory lyrics and credits. Ugh. Heavy Metal Darkness. Excellent stuff. Thoroughly recommend that album from this year. Next band is completely new to me, but they were around in the 80s. I just never heard of them. So this is Tyrant's Reign. This is sort of thrashy speed metal or speedy thrash metal, whichever you want to call it. It's a compilation of recordings they originally made in 88 and 89. But the tracks themselves, it's not like this is 88. They've kind of mixed it up so it sounds like a full album and got a really good flow through it, and I think that really works. They only ever released one EP, and that was in 87, and if you look on Discogs now, that's £200-300 EP, not even an album, so I'm never going to be owning that one. So to grab this collection, and there are some different songs on here, and some on the original that aren't on here, which is a shame. Songs to check out: Thrashing Metal Maniacs. Even if you're one of those people that don't like songs about metal, that's a really good song about heavy metal. Kill or Be Killed, great track. Forever and a Day, ballsy, it's thrashy, it's an epic. Passage to Eternity, it's nice clean vocals. It's got a touch of the John Bush style to it. So in here we have a picture of the band as was in 85 to 1990. I believe one of the original guitarists, passed away in year 2000, and they've got a current lineup now. I don't know if they've got anything new out at the moment, but definitely worth checking out. I wish I knew more about this band, and you know, I can't understand why. Maybe they weren't bigger. I don't know. Maybe they had some internal wranglings, or maybe there was just too many similar samey bands of the same ilk. They do have a little bit of a Metallica's about them, but definitely a fresh listen. If you can come across this is well worth getting. It's a Back on Black, which is a great label. Seems to be picking up so many things on Back on Black at the moment. 2017 reissue. Originally came out in 2004 on CD, so well worth checking out. Another reissue on Back on Black, not Back in Black. New wave British heavy metal, Avenger and Bloodsports. It's got the 9 original tracks and 2 demos and a completely pointless radio jingle, which is kind of one of those things that you hear and you go, oh, that was interesting. I don't care to ever hear it again. And the annoying thing is they put it before the 2 demos, and the 2 demos are quite listenable, and you can listen to those over and over again, but you have to go through the jingle every time you play. I would much prefer them to put the jingle on as the last track, and then you could have just played it that once, laughed along to it, and then moved on. As usual with Back on Black, they don't try and replicate the album exactly as was. They always release as a gatefold with lyrics or credits or whatever inside, and pictures, sometimes a story of the album, the band, and how it was all put together at the time. There is a picture of them. It's very much late to the party new wave of British heavy metal. It was originally on Neat Records, so out of the northeast of England, so I had some good stable mates up there, the likes of Venom. They're playing that sound that seems way out of date for 1984 when this was originally released, but to me it sounds absolutely fantastic discovering this sort of thing these days. It's not chuggy metal, it's just well crafted, solos, deliberate, and well placed throughout. I just think it's a really, really good album, and I'm surprised I hadn't heard much about this band earlier on. Songs to check out: Enforcer, You'll Never Take Me Alive, and Rough Ride. Cool album if you can find it. It's really cheap at the moment. Certainly I found it was on eBay. Next up, German thrash metal. It's another Metal Blade release. It's Accuser's latest album. I have heard some Accuser stuff from the 80s, which I like. I was guilty of buying this one from the positive press, again, a bit like Bloodbound that it received from a lot of other people in the VC. But while the music is great, I struggle with the vocals on this, unfortunately. I like about half of it a lot, but that's about it. One of my favourite songs is actually called Urgent, and it's not listed here, so you can see there's 11 tracks listed, 6 on A, 5 on B, but there's actually 6 tracks on side B. And the 6th track is a track called Urgent, which I think is listed on the CD version. The Cycle's End is pretty good as well. And Being None the Wiser, despite it being the slowest song on the album, a thrash balladish-esque, is also a really good song. So this is the Golden Brown marbled edition. 200 pressed of this. I don't think this one came with a poster or anything, which is usual for Metal Blade. Oh, it did. Came with everything. Huh. My apologies to Metal Blade. Yeah, poster, probably of the cover. Again, I'm not going to take it out. Yeah, it's just of the cover and lyric sheet as well. And again, it just doesn't list that 12th track, which is such a shame because it's such a great track. Unless someone could tell me if that's a cover version. I know sometimes cover versions aren't necessarily credited, but there we go. I've got an example of that coming up. So yeah, that's Accuser. I should have stuck with the 80s stuff really, but there we go. I'm a bit out of order here. So next one we're going to show is, now this is another new band to me. I discovered them on Bandcamp. I think they've got 3 or 4 releases out. It's a Bewitcher and their 2021 release, Cursed Be Thy Kingdom. This is awesome. I wasn't sure it was going to be awesome, so I bought it on CD. And within a week, I tracked down the vinyl and bought that as well. I've since passed on the CD, but this comes on Century Media release. It's creamy white vinyl, and it's Face the Satanic Magic Attack. Bewitcher returns with an album of unholy anthems, and it is a dark themed album. The style of the music, it's dirty, horrible, satanic loving speed metal with blackened style vocals. It's a high energy rush from start to finish. The whole album is absolutely great. Mystifier White Knight City is probably my favourite album track on here. Side of the Wolf, The Widow's Blade, and we should see the one I put down here. Satanic Magic Attack is also pretty cool as well. And Electric Phantoms, it's a good solid 8 out of 10 album for me. This what do we get inside? We get your lyrics, a nice picture of the boys, as I say, creamy white vinyl. Looks a bit more white there, but it's definitely got a bit of a creamy tinge to it. But yeah, really cool stuff. If you like things like it's not as full-on thrashy as a Hellripper, but it's more maybe Hellripper meets Motorhead. But absolutely fantastic stuff. I always cover up the name of the band, don't I, doing that. Cursed Be Thy Kingdom, 2021 release, Bewitcher. I will definitely be looking for more stuff from these guys. How we do for time? We can do a few more minutes, can't we? A few more albums and pushing through them. Still working my way through that Chastain bundle I got a few months ago now. This is For Those Who Dare. I've got one left after I've put this one on the shelf. This is a fantastic album. Heavy metal finery. Again, Chastain nails it when it comes to being a guitar virtuoso on a proper band. It's not all about him. He fits in his solos, and even if they start going slightly over the top, it's within the context of the song, and it doesn't take it away from the song you listen to. You don't suddenly think, what was that song about? Because they all seem to make sense and they all seem to fit. It's not just about him. Leather Leone's vocals are everything you want on a metal record. They're raspy, they're snarling, they're ballsy, fantastic. There's something about cover version before, about maybe that one Accuser song was a cover version, but this one threw me is Barracuda, Start of Side 2. I thought it was a great song, and I was going to look at the lyrics for that one. I did not know that was a cover of Heart song. So it's not actually listed. They're not listed the lyrics down only here. Maybe it's due to the copyright, and I know a lot of covers don't tend to get the lyrics. But it took me a while to figure it out. Now, I'm no Miss Marple by any means, but at the end of it, I saw all selections published by like Chaz Music, except Star, written by Wilson Fisher. So basically, the people from Heart. I had to look that up as well. You can tell I'm not a big Heart fan, but there is no song with an asterisk on it, so I didn't have a clue how to work it out. Anyway, irrational issues with vinyl. It's on Roadrunner. This originally came out in 1990. Really not heard a bad thing from Chastain yet. I've got one more album to consume within my within the bundle I got, which I think is more of a guitar virtuoso. I think it's more of a solo him, just doing his own thing without a band. But yeah, absolutely quality stuff. Chastain, For Those Who Dare. I'm going to get through this whole lot, I think. Been on a bit of an overkill kick recently. Grabbed a couple of CDs, actually let's do these first. Bit of a bundle, so there was White Devil Armory and The Electric Age, two albums I hadn't heard before, both on Nuclear Blast. This is from White Devil Armory 2014, 2012 The Electric Age. I've been thoroughly enjoying them both. I don't know the one enough to actually look at these and say I like that song, because I've not really married them to the songs I like to the song titles as yet. Just chuck them on, listen to them in the background. But two excellent albums. An Overkill album I did pick up on vinyl. I'm not going to get into what that is. Wings of War, obviously their newest album. I do have this on CD already, so I don't need to go into this at all. I think I've already shared my thoughts before. I think it's an absolutely fantastic album. Last Man Standing, batshit crazy. Welcome to the Garden State. It's Overkill. I love Overkill. Really, really late to the party with them. But making up for lost time. So having the CD alone, I saw this for such a fantastic price that I couldn't wait to grab it on vinyl. And the same with this one as well. This is the last one of the video. Enforcer, Death by Fire. This is fantastic. New wave of traditional heavy metal. Enforcer from Sweden. They're kind of one of the pioneers of the whole new wave of traditional heavy metal, being a genre or a tag or whatever you want to call it. This is again a Back on Black reissue. Oh, I was going to say clear vinyl. I completely forgot. It's white and red, like a firework. I suppose you call it splatter. It's like a firework splatter. But, great reissue. This reissue actually came out in 2019. As I say, I can't fault Back on Black for their repressing the albums that they do. They do so many, and again, I think I only got this for about 10 quid. Had to grab it. Had it on CD for such a long time. Really enjoy it. Great album from start to finish. Death by Fire, Enforcer, originally out in 2013 on Nuclear Blast Records, I think, but try getting this on vinyl. It's not easy, so if you can grab a reissue, I would thoroughly recommend you do that. Anyway, that's your lot. Again, we have been listening to Cramp from Spain in the background. Do let me know what you think about these records, this haul. I call it, it's not really a haul, I didn't get them all together. I've had some of these for quite a long time, I just haven't got around to digesting them yet, but I have now. They're all going to go back on the shelf, and I can get into this box of records next and work on the next update. Thanks for watching, catch you in the comments, have a great weekend.